Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd introduce you to my ruminants, other than my new miniature cattle that are up in the other pasture that I put out a video a few days ago on them. This is Mocha. Mocha is my original Nigerian Dwarf doe. I got her a little over 4 years ago and she was pregnant at the time. Hi Wesson. This is one of our livestock guardian dogs, Wesson. And there's his brother, Smith. Hey Smith! Eating his dinner. So anyway, back to Mocha. Mocha is a Nigerian Dwarf doe and she was pregnant with triplets when I got her, about 2 weeks after I got her. Nope, stay there Mocha. She wants to go get the dog food and I'm trying not to let them do that because dog food is not meant for goats. Okay, so anyway, she had triplets, but one got stuck. It was a very, very cold night and I had to call the vet out in the middle of the night, and he pulled one out that was stuck. It was the second one that was stuck and he pulled it out, but it didn't make it, unfortunately. But the other two did, and so they are now also does on my farm. And one of them is, well, the first one here is Latte. Hey Latte. She's this one right here. And then this one, Chai, right here. And Latte and Chai were the two doelings that made it from Mocha. And since they were both girls, I kept them. And they have been bred now to my buck, who's right here, and this is Caribou, and he is a Nigerian Dwarf buck, and he is the father of all the other ones in here. Oh, come on, goats. And so Caribou, let's see, is the father of this little one, Courig. Courig is Mocha's son from last year. He's a wether, which means he's been neutered. He's a neutered goat. And then his one that looks like his twin right there is Barista. And then over here next to the heifer we have Bigelow. And Bigelow was a bottle goat. His mother Latte had twins and she's never rejected one, but for some reason Latte didn't want to feed him. So oftentimes when a doe will do that, it's because there's something wrong and they know that they're not going to survive anyway. But Bigelow was fine. So we bottle fed him, and then my farrier raises miniature cattle, and he'd been talking about cattle with me, and I said someday maybe I'll get one. I think that would be fun to have a cow to milk, and a miniature one would be good. And a couple weeks later he called me and said, Karen, there was a storm last night and one of my cows got struck by lightning and killed, and she has a 4-day-old heifer calf that needs to be bottle fed. Are you interested? And I said yes. And he brought her over. She was only 40 pounds. He said he'd deliver her for me, and I expected him to come pulling in my driveway with his stock trailer behind his truck, and instead it was just his pickup truck. And I thought, well, maybe he has her in the back somehow. And when I went to, hello Spike, this is Spike, my grandson Bo named Spike. He is a wether from last year also, and he named him Spike because he said when he grows up he will have horns and they will be like spikes, and he was absolutely right. Good job, Bo. So anyway, back to the heifer. So my farrier pulls in his pickup truck, and his wife was sitting in the front seat with my little heifer in her lap. Like I said, she was only 40 pounds. And so I bottle fed her and Bigelow. They got raised together because they were both kind of orphans and being bottle fed. And so they're still buddies to this day, which is kind of fun, and that they weren't alone. And then let's see, this is Starbuck. He is another wether that I saved from the year that we had when we got Caribou. I thought, well, when it's not breeding season, Caribou, who's right here again, Caribou can't be all by himself because goats are herd animals and they like to be together. So I thought, well, Caribou needs to have a friend. So I kept Starbuck as a wether, and when it's non-breeding season, then they can be together. So my heifer now will be 2 in June, and her name is Ivanka, and she will be bred to our little British White Park miniature bull that we got. There's another video where I introduced my new herd of cattle, miniature cattle, and that's where you can see him. He's still in a different pasture with the cow and the bull calf that I also got when I got him. So they'll be together probably June, July, somewhere in there. I will breed her so that I'll put them together so that she will have a spring calf. And then, hello, buddy. This is Courig again. He likes to nibble. Hi, Courig. You're a cutie. He's really little. He's almost a year old. So I put there's the puppies drinking out of the chalk that they share with the goats and the heifer and the sheep. And so I put Caribou in with the girls on November 1st, and that way they are due around April 1st, but usually it doesn't take quite that long for the miniatures. So maybe end of March or so, we'll be watching them very closely. It is more common for goats to have twins or triplets instead of just one goat, a singlet. So we will probably, every year we've had twins from 2 of the does and triplets from 1 of the does. Unfortunately, the triplets, the third one hasn't always made it. This year Latte had triplets all by herself with no help, and they were fine. The other year Mocha, the original doe, had triplets again, and I had to help this time because one was stuck and it didn't make it. So that was sad, but I'm glad that the rest of them are doing well. So we also have a sheep, and this is kind of the shelter that we built for them. The goats will climb up on this tube, and they will go inside it as well. They go in there and when the weather's bad or if they need shade, and they'll climb up on top and go on the roof and play on the roof, and then they go in there if the weather gets really bad. But here's Annie, and Annie is a sheep. I think she's a Suffolk cross, and I'm not sure how old she is, probably 5 or 6 at this point. And Annie was my granddaughter's Clover Kids project, and so she got her as a bottle lamb, and then there was no way we could send her to market, so she is a pet, and she just lives here with the goats and the heifer. Okay, Smith. And Smith wants to play. Hi, Smith. Good boy. Yes, good boy. So Smith and Wesson are Great Pyrenees, and they live out here with the sheep and the goats. They do not get cold. They almost love the cold, and they bark anytime they hear or see anything that doesn't belong here and scare it away. So we're hoping that's true, because one of the neighbors saw a mountain lion in her yard that's probably about a quarter mile away from here, and that scared me because I didn't know we had any that close. Usually our predators are coyotes that we're afraid of, but they're more afraid of us, and we hear them almost every day, but we don't see them very often. And then we have our Great Danes. That's Bruno, and this is Betty. And they are our house pets, but they come outside with me while I do chores. But I don't bring them in here with the goats because I think think they would chase them and be rather chaotic. So that's our ruminants. You know how you can remember that a ruminant has 4 stomachs? Because if they had less than that, when the animals eat, there wouldn't be enough room in it. Get it? That was my dad joke of the day. So that's our ruminants. I will try to catch the does when they go into labor. I'm usually there for most of them when they have their kids, but I will try to video it this time and put it on YouTube for everyone to see if you want to see that. They are so cute and so tiny when they're born. Ivanka, what's the deal? What's the deal, girlfriend? Huh? Good girl, Ivanka. Good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. All right, well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that latte. And we'll make another video soon. Bye.